Hello everyone, welcome back to Storytime with the Princess. This isn't exactly a story and I'm not a princess, but I thought we could continue learning about fairies. Fast-flying fairies. One day I was sitting next to a sour plum. Hello everyone, welcome back to Storytime with the Princess. It's not exactly a story and I'm not exactly a princess, but I thought we could continue learning about fairies together. One day I was sitting next to a sour plum tree at the edge of Pixie Hollow when a blast of air whipped by me. I thought it was Blue Jay until it gave me a pinch on the arm. It wasn't a bird, but a fairy who was flying as fast as she could. This fast flyer was named Vidya. She seemed to be in an ill temper and told me none too politely that she lived in the sour plum tree. It seems I was blocking her front door. She might have just asked me to move. So this is slow, fast, and super fast. That's how fast flying fairies can fly. A note on fairy moods. It's easy to tell how a fairy is feeling by looking at her glow. A fairy's glow changes depending on her mood. So this is normal. This is proud, embarrassed or angry, excited, startled and frightened. Weather talent fairies. Perhaps the most curious fairies I will come across are the weather talent fairies. On a breezy day, they can be seen in the fields of Pixie Hollow. They use kites to find all sorts of information about the weather. They've made notes about it on their little leaf notebooks, like this. I have no idea what any of it means. Is it the weather that affects the fairies, or is it the other way around? Weather fairy attire. No matter how awful the conditions, weather fairies can be found outside, in the thick of things. Of course, they are always dressed appropriately. So they've got moss boots, or things made from caterpillar wool. A petal parasol protects them from the sun and rain. Weather fairy wisdom. When the woolly beast's coat is thick and gold, come the days of wind and cold. With dewdrops on the grass, rain will never come to pass. Cold is the night when the stars shine bright. If birds fly low, rain will fall and winds will blow. When the ladybugs warm, the day will be warm. Fairies cover their pointed ears with hats like these when they're cold. Then we've got luck talent fairies. Normally I leave Pixie Hollow well before the sun sets, but one day I was caught up in watching the water fairies make ice sculptures that I forgot about the time. Heavens, I'm glad I did. I saw an amazing sight. Dozens of dots of light swirling in beautiful patterns against the darkening sky. At first I thought the dots were fireflies, but it turns out that they were fairies. Light talent fairies. Light talent fairies are the shining stars of Pixie Hollow. Their glows are several times more powerful than the glow of fairies from other talents. They can capture sunbeams and hold them in their hands. Like moths, they are attracted to all things shiny. The light talent fairy, Fira, sprinkled this map with pixie dust. Now when I blow out my candle at night, the stars on it shine almost as brightly as the real ones. And here's a star chart of different fairy constellations. They're different than ours. This is the home tree, and that's Winda the hero, the lesser wand, the greater wand, and Kita the dragon. Winda Quickwing. Winda Quickwing is a legendary fairy hero. Long ago, a band of fierce army ants attacked Pixie Hollow. Brave-hearted Winda led the charge to fight the ant invasion. After a long battle, the fairies were victorious and the ants left, never to return. Sadly, Winda perished in the battle. At that moment, she became a constellation in the sky. A new fairy. How does a baby's laugh become a fairy? I had often pondered this while observing the fairies here. I then witnessed the most marvelous thing. I was sitting near the home tree one day when the fairies around me began to whisper and buzz. They all flew off to the courtyard. Of course I followed them. There was a silvery ball of light drifting through the air. It swirled faster and faster until it broke apart. And then the sound of 1,000 bells were ringing. And there, in the place, was a fairy. All the fairies in Pixie Hollow held their breath as they waited for the new fairy to announce her talent. Every talent wanted her to be part of their group. I never before realized that there were so very many things a fairy could be. At last the fairy announced her talent. She's a tinker, just like Tinkerbell. The other Tinker fairies longed to embrace her, and then the queen appeared. She was carrying a hammer, the symbol of the Tinker talent. She looked every bit as beautiful as I thought she would. And then these are all the different fairy types. Look how many there are. I can hardly believe it's true, but I'm leaving Neverland. in returning home to Mother and Father. We are flying back tonight. Peter says that if I go home I will grow up and forget about Neverland and stop believing in fairies. But I think he is wrong. I know I shall never stop believing in fairies, for I always have this journal to remind me. I hope that someday other girls and boys will read what I have written. Then they too will know that I will always, always believe in fairies. I hope you believe too.